What's up guys, I'm Punit from Programiz and welcome back to this series on JavaScript. In this video, we will learn about objects in JavaScript, how we can access the values of objects and methods. We will also learn to use objects to create more structured programs in JavaScript. So let's get started. In our past videos, we have learned about different data types like string and numbers which are available in JavaScript. In simple terms, a JavaScript object is also a data type. However, unlike string and numbers, an object stores multiple data. Suppose there's a person and you want to store information about that person. In this case, we can create an object and store multiple data about that person inside the object. So on my code editor, I can create an object by saying const person equals to curly braces, and I can store information as name, John, and age 20. This is the basic structure of a JavaScript object. Here, person is the name of the object and it stores a string data name and a number data or an integer data age. Just like variables, we can either use let or const as I have used here to create an object. The data inside an object are stored as key value pairs which are separated by commas as you can see in my example. These key value pairs are called properties of an object. So name and John together is called a property, and age and 20 together are called a property. Now let me print this object. Outside of this, I'll say console.log person. I'll press run, and as you can see, the key value pairs of the object or the properties of the object are printed on the screen. We can also verify that the person variable stores an object by using the type of operator. So let me add console.log type of person. And now this time when I press run, you can see that type of person prints the word object, which verifies that the data type of this variable is an object. If you're enjoying this video, please also check out Programiz Pro, where we provide tutorials along with quizzes and challenges which will help you practice and test your learning in real time. Also, the course includes projects to give you an awesome experience of how programming works in the real world. And for our YouTube subscribers, we are giving 50% off on the yearly plan. Sign up by scanning this QR code or use the link in the video description to claim your discount. Instead of printing the whole object, we can also access individual elements of an object. There are two ways in which we can access an object's values. They are using the dot notation and the bracket notation. Let's first see how we can use the dot notation. I have the object from the previous example. Let me remove these two lines. Now to access the name and age of the person, I'll say console log and person dot name and console dot log person dot age. Let me run this code, and as you can see, John and 20 are printed on the screen. Now just by looking at this code, you must have figured out that we can print the value of an object by saying object name dot the name of the key, which is name in this case, and age in the second case. Using the same syntax, we can also change the value of an object. Let's say I want to change the age to 29. For this, I can assign a new value to person.age and print the age again. So after this, I'll say person.age equals 29 and console log person.age. And you must have guessed the output by now. When I press run, I get 29 at the end. Now let's see how we can access the values of an object using the bracket notation. I have the object from the previous example. In fact, I'll not change anything else. I'll just remove this old code, and instead of saying person.name, I can say person square bracket and name inside quotation marks. I'll do the same. So for age, I'll say person age, and age will need to be inside quotation marks. Now when I press run, I get the correct output just like before. Okay guys, we need your support to keep these types of content free for all users. YouTube really likes engagement on the video, so leave a comment below, press that like button and hit subscribe if you haven't already. Let's get the engagement score high up so that more people can discover and enjoy these courses. In JavaScript, an object can also contain a function inside of it. Let's see an example. I have this old code, and let me just remove the console logs. Now I'll add a function inside the object. To create a function, I'll first need to provide a key. So let me call it greet, and a value which will be a function that prints console log or says hello, and let me end the function here. I can also put this function on multiple lines just like any other regular code. Now it looks nicer. Now to access the function, I will use the key greet with parenthesis. So I can say person.greet, and because this is a function, I need to put the parenthesis and the semicolon. Obviously, when I press run, you can see that hello is printed on the screen. Now to practice what we've learned, here's a programming task for you. Can you create an object named student with keys name, roll number and total marks? Give them any values you prefer. Also create two functions, the first function to print the information about the student and a second function to check if the student passed the exam or not. If the total marks is less than 40, print you failed. If the total marks is greater than or equal to 40, print you passed. You will find the answer to this question in our GitHub repository. Also, if you want to revise these concepts, you can always find these programs in our GitHub repository. I'll put the link in the video description below. Now that we've reached the end of the video, it's time for the Programiz quiz. What's the correct way to access the value of the student's name? You can see the options on your screen. Comment the correct answer below and happy programming.